so moving on to some more ribbon stitches here, and for the next couple you're going to need either a couple of needles or a needle and some pins, so whichever you've got handy. I've actually got both, but it's not that important. So this is a plume stitch. So again, I'm going to show you the technique for threading on ribbon, because if you just thread it through and hang it through like you would normal thread, there's a fairly large chance that you'll lose the end. So you pull it through your needle, so your needle through about a centimetre or so from the edge, and then pull it down to secure it. So that is secure, that's not going anywhere. If you're a little close to the end, this might start to fray and then it will come out, but that's easy enough to remedy. But just for now, that's solid enough. So I'm going to just tie a quick knot in the end. Okay, so this stitch is called a plume stitch. So it works on a straight line. I'm entirely sure this fabric's going to be ideal for this, but it hasn't been ideal for anything so far. So you put your first stitch in, and then hold it up, and then come down a ways, and then stitch down. Just make sure that's not twisting, and it's staying relatively flat. And if you pull down until your loop is just long enough, so I've got here about maybe a 15mm loop, and for this I'm going to use a needle. Again, you can use a needle, a pin or a needle or something, just to hold that into place. And then I'm going to bring my needle up, pull this up here, in the middle, in between these two stitches, and through the ribbon. And get past the knot. There you go. So in there and between those two stitches. Okay, pull that through, and then same again, hold it up, and then bring your stitch down. Make sure it goes through without twisting, and you can leave your original pin in place. This is where having pins are easier than using just a needle. So position that quite even, and then stick another pin through to hold the loop, like that, and then stitch again, coming up in between those two stitches. And it helps if you support the bottom end of the ribbon as you're pulling through, so you don't end up pulling that as well. So just continue down, make sure that's laying flat. These benefit from being fairly short, so depending on the thickness of your ribbon, if you make each stitch pretty much the same as the width of your ribbon, and that seems to balance out quite well. Just make sure it's not twisting on the way through. So again, another pin just to hold that into place, and you can continue all the way down. Then when you get to the bottom, you can either come in with a little bit of thread or come back with your ribbon and just capture the bottom edge. Come on. going through the ribbon. So you just capture the bottom edge with your ribbon just to kind of finish it off and make it neat. So now you can remove your pins, and you've got this plume that hangs down. You can adjust it slightly, you can press it flat if you want to, or just let it have some natural kind of movement. So that is a plume stitch.